Hey, hi guys, Nisarg here from DataMites. Today's question is that what exactly is the difference between a Visual Studio and VS Code? So you might have heard about this name whenever we are doing some sort of development work or whenever we are writing some code. We must have seen these two terms, Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. It's short VS Code. So what exactly is the difference between these two terms? So basically, VS Code, this one, a VS Code is is a code editor. Basically, it's a lightweight IDE, people say it, but it's more like a code editor. So what exactly is a code editor? So what exactly is a code editor? You know, like when we are supposed to write something, let's say some text, which of the software that we choose most often? We could write our text in the form of Notepad, WordPad, but mostly people choose Microsoft Word. Why do they choose Microsoft Word whenever they are supposed to write something? The reason is when we write some text, this Microsoft Words helps us in certain things. It helps us in auto correcting the word, highlighting the text, changing the font size, and these kind of stuff. So we as a developer, we as a software engineer also does the same thing, but we do not simply write the text. We write a certain computer language syntactical thing, though it be Python, though it be Java, but it has a certain syntax. So a code editor is is basically one of the software which has several helpful features whenever we write a code. Some of them are like syntax highlighting, syntax highlighting. Oops. More thing that it does to us is like whenever we write something, it does use formatting. More indentation. Sometimes, when we write some code, it requires to have indentation. We leave it, but this is smart enough to catch those indentation and do that on behalf of us. Auto completion. Whenever we write 2-3 characters of a particular syntax, it understands that what we might be writing, and it gives us the suggestion in the form of these auto completion. And also debugging. When we do some mistake, it debugs the error and tells that where the mistake has happened. So it helps us in writing up the code. But software development is more than writing just code. A software development is more than just writing up a code. So most of the IDEs, so-called as integrated development environment, and this VS, that is Visual Studio, is one of the IDE, integrated development environment. And it just not only helps us in writing up the code the way a code editor does, but apart from that, it does many more work. Like, of course, it gives us a code editor where we can write the code efficiently. And, my code editor will tell that where we have done some sort of error. It is auto completing it, debugging it, making sure everything is in the right place and all sort of things. Apart from that, it has designers. It has testing tools. And it has also development tools. And many more it has. So it's not only providing us a software to write the code in efficient manner, rather than it's a complete environment which helps us to grow some or create some application for a certain work. And of course, you can use your Visual Studio you can use your Visual Studio, the IDE one, for your web development, for your gaming development, and for mobile development, mobile or desktop development. You can use Visual Studio for any kind of development as long as you can pair it with the right tools. And VS Code comes with a built-in support JavaScript, TypeScript, and Node.js. You can also add support for other languages like C Sharp, Python, Java by simply installing the extension. So, moreover, VS Code is a lightweight IDE, and this is a full-fledged IDE. That's the main difference. Okay. Thank you so much.